as they say, all the best you can. In that case, I apologise. It's quite interesting. We think of these young lads from the academy as all being grown up now and moving on to more mature things. But it's quite. You may have noticed that something's happened here. We had this sort of top table bit here, and then they immediately, all the bad lads, went and sat at the back there and left the sort of the vaguely mature grown up parents to be here. Obviously, part of this evening is we're here to do a little presentation, talk about what happened in the season, what went well, quite a lot, and dish out some gongs. So, firstly, the season. The guys at the back there, of course, they were there, they know all about it, but just to sort of recap and let some of you know what happened. First thing, some of you may not know this, we won the league. The question I'm sure you're all asking is, how did we do that? Because we only played 3 league games and we lost one of them. Well, how we did that, actually, guys, is one of the most important things in rugby as well, is that you front up, you turn up, you play your fixtures. Other sides in the league didn't. Now, there's a well-known club called London Irish, you may have heard of. We practically begged them to come and play us. Tina was on the phones and bothering them week after week. Now, I would have given in, Tina doing that, but they wouldn't come and play us. So guys, I know we didn't play many games to win the league, but if we win the league because other teams don't front up, won't stand up and play, well, that's their problem. We're Farnham, we're Farnham's academy, we do that, we play our games, therefore we deserve that trophy. So well done, guys. Other important bits, of course, we played lots of really good rugby, and we should really enjoy the fact, guys, that we play our rugby down there, because it's fantastic, isn't it? We really get to play, I couldn't. Yeah. You may notice the Vets play on the little pitch over there, there's a very good reason for that, but you guys can play proper rugby, use the space, and you do it really, really well. And there were some particular highlights, I thought, our performance against Guernsey. They came over, strong club, Guernsey. Played a lot of strong teams, they know what they're doing. We came over here, we turned them over 41 points to 4. That is really, no, not before, can it? Yeah. As you may not know this, in Guernsey they play different scoring.
I think that's a pint, Paul, now.
We also went away and turned over Guildford 34-18.
Ooh.
And the guys in senior club here, wins against Guildford, always welcome, always good, particularly the big ones like that, so well done on that one. And also our second game against Richmond, the first game we played was our league loss. They were very good, fair play to them, they beat us quite comfortably, but we brought them down here. Possibly the reason we beat them then, so I wasn't here, draw your own conclusions. But from what I hear, really good performance, and we beat them, played some really good rugby, put a try over in the last few minutes and beat them there, so that was a really good result as well. Actually, another highlight from my point of view, that gave me a challenging time during particular games, was having so many guys turning out to play, and that's fantastic. Because what we're all about, of course, is giving people lots of rugby. Gosport and Farnham, I think I had 25 players to get rugby for, which is great. It's a really good problem to have. We used them all. I think we won by 2 points, so it clearly worked. We call this squad the Academy, and I think this year we've really shown why we give it that name. It's all about learning, moving on, and the big plus this year is the number of guys who have played in senior rugby. Looking out there, actually most of you who are old enough to do it have done it. And that's great. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know that the guys in the senior club have enjoyed having you play because, let's face it, you're better than most of them. So, I mean, we've actually, I'm speaking to me, we've got some guys here who skippered the senior sides, And they don't like having you along because it makes up the numbers. They like having you along because you are quality. So be proud of yourself, boys. You've done really well. Actually, one slight gripe on that though. Apparently, Vince over there is now picking players who are young and fit and talented. So I didn't get a game in the last home game. Cheers, Vince. On that point, we had the senior players presentation evening here a few weeks back. I know some of you weren't here, everybody past your bedtime, you're revising, all that sort of commendable stuff. But every skipper who stood up and spoke to the senior players, they all mentioned how pleased they'd been to have you guys playing for them, stepping in, helping out, and adding that quality that we talked about. And in actual fact, you were heavily represented in the awards being won on that night. You may not know this, but I'll tell you now. Ryan Goodwin, or Speedy, he got 2 awards. He got Most Improved Player and 13 Player of the Year. I think he's got here yet from work, but well done to him. We also, the senior club will have an award for the Young Player of the Year each year. Now, in years gone by, this has been stretching the definition of what a young player is. It's been sort of, guys who come back from uni and that kind of thing. All the nominations this year were proper young players. I'm going to tell you who they were. It was Joe Major, Greg Mungle, Connor Rumson, and Ollie Brown. And Ollie Brown won that award, so well done. Also had another event some of you may not have been at, probably very wisely. We had the AGM a little while ago, and at that there are some awards which are presented, one of which is actually quite a prestigious award called the Johnny Wilkinson Award. You may have heard of it, Johnny Wilkinson. Played the game a bit apparently, here and there. And we give an award each year to a player who's grown up at the club, learned the game with the club, put a lot into the club, and really excelled. And that award has got the name of, I think one name on there, for example, is Ryan Wilson, who you may know is now playing for international rugby for Scotland. So there's some good names on there. And this year, that was won by Ollie Brown. So, one more thing with the senior rugby that I wanted to mention is that what I thought really showed the squad in a good light this year was the sevens. Because you had 2 teams in, and actually those 2 teams really showed a lot of what rugby is about. Because you had one team there which was bloody good. I know because the team I was in played against it and it didn't go well. And you played out on this main pitch, sevens on there, it's a challenging thing, and semi-final played against a team basically made up of the first team. You have some fairly good players in there, and you gave them a real fright. And that was really good to see. Everyone was rooting for you, really good performance. But also, you had another team in, playing this wonderful thing we call social rugby. And that is, in many ways, just as important. And both teams played it in the right spirit. One team was there to have a good chance of winning, did very well. Other team was there to have a good chance of having a very good time, and they did very well at that as well. The teams that played you enjoyed doing that. So that's a lesson about rugby. Both bits are important, so well done on that. A couple of bits I want to say, just on the pure numbers we have this year. We have a lot of guys who are in what has this year been the under-18s. I want to say a few words about the under-17s section of our academy. We're one squad, but they came in to a squad that was a large number. It's not easy coming in there. It's not easy to make your mark, to step into that team. And I just want to say, I'm sure the under-18s will agree here, they all stepped in really well, made a big contribution. And by the end of the season, they were all what I call senior players. And that's not to do with age, that's to do with the fact of their contribution. their respect that they have from their teammates. So, well done you guys, and actually, from moving on to next year, because I'll still be involved with the academy, I'm really counting on you next year because we have a huge squad of under-16s, this year's under-16s coming up next year. Tim Stone is here and coaches them. Very glad to see him here. They have 15 and they're good players, but they will need you guys there, that experience, just having been there, done it, played at a high level, high age group level. So please do come back, help me out, because you will be the guys they look to, and that will be important. Right, moving on next year, sadly a lot of you guys will not be here, because uni and wonderful things like that will be calling. So those guys who are moving on, can I just say, what I hope you will feel is that this is your club. You've played here for many years, played senior rugby, you've coached, and you know all these guys. Please do feel it's your club. So whenever you're back, and you think, I'm back in Farnham, what shall I do? Come along to the club. Get yourself a game. You know the guys who are the skippers next year, they're here, we'll introduce them in a second. You know me, you know Carl. Get in touch with any of us, we will do our very best to get you a game of rugby. Because the club wants to have you involved as much as you possibly can, so please, don't be strangers, come back whenever you can. Those of you who aren't going to uni, of course, just come back, please, because you will strengthen the club. If you're not going away for whatever reason it is, please come back, play for us, help us out, let old farts like me retire. It'd be brilliant. It's not. And the sevens next year, put a team together again. Or if you go off to uni, bring a uni team down. Have some fun. It's your club. Bring your mates down, show them what Farnham Rugby Club is like. I've more or less said what I want to. I just mentioned though that we have various people here. Just to let you know who all the people are who are here. First and foremost, we have, most importantly, Jeff Robbins over here, who is the club chairman. Very good to see you.